Well, you already know what it is. Back at it once again. It's your boy, Super M with RIngsideVR, the place to be for everything virtual boxing. And now we gonna mix things up just a little bit from popular demand from the community. The next couple of fights, we're gonna try to pair up the elo of these boxers much more closely. And to kick things off, we have a debut fight with newcomers Callum versus LilJay, all the way from BK. Now these two at the time of recording are sitting at around 1650, so they know a little bit, but they aren't super professional. So let's see what kind of surprises these two boxers have in store for us. And before we get on to the fight, I want to remind y'all, hey, we got recorded exhibition matches just like this. So if you want to see yourself on the big show, you think you got the hands, go ahead and click the link in the description below, join the Discord, and squad up with the homies. All right, let's get to this fight. All right, let's take a look at this tail of the tape. We've got Callum in the blue corner fighting by way of EU versus LilJay from BK in the red corner fighting by way of NA. Both of these boxers making their debut fight here on RingsideVR in this exhibition bout, and this match is dead even. Both boxers 5'9" apiece, 1650 elo, and both coming in as orthodox fighters. It does not get more even than that. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this EU boxer is looking to make waves on his debut fight here on RingsideVR. Everyone, please drop those likes in the chat for Callum! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he too is a new boxer looking to make a name for himself here on RingsideVR. Please show some love in the chat for Jay, all the way from BK. All right, you already know what it is. Back at it once again. We got another exciting round.
Seconds out.
Callum versus LilJay from
ready?
BK. Callum in the blue corner coming out with those teal trunks, and LilJay from BK rocking that iconic purple. Love the royal colors. Sally, how you feeling about this fight today? Debut fight for both of them.
I know, new fighters, new people coming out to the Discord to have some of these matches. I'm super excited for them. Can't wait to see what both of these fighters have to offer, and already a lot of aggression coming in from both of them.
Yeah, man.
Saw Callum with that early stunning shot.
Absolutely, man. I mean, and LilJay from BK, I'm gonna call him LilJay from now on. We already know he from the BK. He coming out with some hands right now. He landed a couple of good shots on Callum, and in the discovery round, you already know people just got to find out where the hands need to land, man. So I'd love to see what they got coming out for this first round, and then looking forward to what kind of adjustments they make. And already, LilJay landed some hits on Callum, man, giving him the works.
Yeah, both these fighters really loving the hook shots, and we see little Callum's getting stunned there. LilJay, I will say, loves to use that duck and very effectively kind of almost using the in space of the fight.
Yeah, man, it's very interesting kind of stance as well from LilJay. We've seen this from other VR boxers before, using those hands kind of as a distracting method, right? Keeping him wiggling out in the place. But I like how he's keeping his hands up as well. Fair play to him, man. Just trying to keep Callum busy, and Callum just trying to find his mark here, throwing some 1-2s. But man, getting tagged from LilJay, he's really precise with the hands.
Yeah, LilJay seems to have a little bit of a reach advantage or something. He is really connecting on those long hooks. Ooh, Callum finding a powerful shot there. But in general, LilJay is connecting on some good long distance hooks and those jabs. I think Callum is having a little bit of trouble landing his own as often. And something I'm going to point out here, LilJay is using a really interesting move, back of the head as a defensive point. Watch, he's coming in close and then ducking, and that means all of Callum's hooks are just kind of bopping off the back of the head where they don't do as much damage.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation too. I'm starting to see what you're talking about here. It seems like LilJay after he throws a couple of hooks, goes into a nice quick roll, and it's very hard for Callum to find his shot. You see Callum pausing right now, taking a step back, saying, okay, I've got to figure out where this kid's going to be moving. And, Callum doing a good job in his own right, landing a few hits, but LilJay, I see what you're talking about, bro. He's going to throw that hook. He's going to do 2 uppercuts, bam, bam, come to the hook over the top, and then he's rolling out of the way just like there. And wow!
1, 2, 3,
oh my God.
4, 5.
that was perfect. I mean, commentators
7,
curse on Callum
8.
and everything, Solly, but
are
that
you
was
okay?
excellently executed right on the button.
Callum saved by the bell. And let's look at some of these exchanges early here. Callum getting rocked and doing some very effective punching early in the round. And then we're going to see here LilJay having a powerful exchange and that knockdown towards the end. And he's been landing those long distance hooks all day. And right there, lands one to stun, lands another one, puts Callum into the canvas.
Man, beautiful round there from LilJay. And I again, great pointing this out, Solly. I love how he's got this really quick and tight roll that he always does. You see him execute it here multiple times in these replays. He's going to hit you with the hook. After a few short uppercuts, he's going to roll out of the way, and it's really messing with Callum's game plan. So let's see round 2, dude. Adjustment round. Let's see how Callum responds to LilJay from the BK.
Yeah, took a whopper that last round. And so let's see what the adjustment here is. So far, it looks like he's trying to extend a little bit more range, throwing in some 1-2s with what were primarily hooks in round 1. But LilJay, same strategy, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right about that, bro. You were right about that. Interestingly enough, about LilJay's stance here, you almost see that his gloves almost have a lean forward to them. It's very interesting. I haven't seen that before. I mean, Callum does too a little bit, but you're really seeing it very prominent from LilJay, and I wonder if that's a particular VR style choice over an IRL boxing choice. Got to follow up with LilJay about that one.
No, it's a very good observation. Something else about his guard too, right? It's sitting in that higher middle range. It's really protecting his chin. And it looks like it's got some space down the middle that I want Callum to try to exploit. But still, he does manage to do a really good use of like putting his hands together to block. But again, in this game, you can move the arms away. And I want to see Callum, instead of just trying to go for those hooks, try to wrestle down the middle a little bit.
I agree with you. LilJay is very comfortable right now. The range advantage that he has allows him to sit down, and he's been landing these stunning shots just like we saw over there all night. And he's mixing it up to the body, to the head, and that right hook has been something that Callum has been having trouble with this entire round. And honestly, this is not what you want to see from Callum here. You want to see him, like you said, make some adjustments. Those elbows are flared out from LilJay, but also Callum's standing pretty still, bro. You know, he's almost a sitting target here for LilJay.
Well, that's the thing. LilJay, once he gets that stun on, he just has that power to go for a rapid beat down. And Callum surviving that earlier stun really well with head movement, but that just tires you out with this pace that LilJay is putting on. Look at that. Those jabs are coming in. He's throwing hooks. He's changing levels. He has just been working cardio constantly in this game.
Yeah, man, and it's after a while.
That's a good strategy.
Round 2 is the adjustment round, right? You got to pay attention to what they like to go for, and it's just on the outside, not in the ring, so it's a whole different thing, right? But LilJay always leads in with those 2 uppercuts and 2 hooks. He's done that several times in this round, and again, if it ain't broke, Solly, don't try to fix it. But if you're Callum, you got to try to break what's working so they can't. And again, finding a good combo here. LilJay and Callum's in a lot of trouble in round 2. Come out!
Absolutely. And we're going to see it here. I think something about those hooks is just really working. But here we're going to see that excellent defense I was talking about earlier in round one. Look at how Callum's damage is just being negated entirely by that head placement. Back of the head, not a critical spot. Now we're going to see that same move again, right? He's just tangling up the hands. They're getting stuck. They're not doing any damage. And he's just comfortably not wasting any energy in the middle. And whenever he gets an open shot, takes it.
See what you're talking about. Good work.
Again, no knockdowns in round two, but some really powerful exchanges right there. Callum getting rocked by those long range hooks that we've been seeing work all round. And I think what's happening is they're just kind of coming out of the range, out of his line of sight,
ready.
and he's just not seeing them.
Okay, get ready.
All right, round three, third and
All
final
right.
round. Here we go, Solly. If you're Callum, you're down 2 rounds for sure, right? I think you would agree with that, right? What do you do to adjust if you're Callum?
No, I think he's got to change up his style. He's still going for those hooks, and I think going for volume to knockout. I see him trying to go for the body a little bit. He's got to do more of that. I think he needs to start going for maybe some counter shots. Now, he's behind, so he can't really force LilJ to engage. And again, he's been having difficulty too at range, so I think this is just a puzzle that he's going to have a hard time dealing with, and he is going for a strategy that we've seen a lot of fighters go for. Just throw it out all on the line, right? This is VR. You're not going to get a concussion.
You're right.
Throw
right.
those hands, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, there's a predictable pattern coming from LilJ. He's going to come in with 2 shots to the body, and then he's going to come in with two hooks. He really has no reason to mix it up. So it's going to be right, left, or left, right. If you're Callum, if you're sitting there, oh my God! Speaking of sitting
and there
target,
it was, left,
man,
right, left.
4,
Wow. I mean, he's sitting on the ground now, bro.
Down, Callum
7,
went.
8.
Yeah. If you're Callum,
right?
you know, I don't know what you do, bro. But standing still
Okay,
is not
ready?
the move.
Let's go.
You know, LilJ sitting comfortable. You saw him earlier. He went back to the boogeyman style, little taunt. But you know, he's got a very interesting style. He's crowding you, using his head, using the old noodle. You know what I mean? And Callum, you know, just can't get past it, bro.
For sure, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how hook spam is overpowered in this game, but this seems like a really good strategy against it, right? Just with the way the damage is set up in V3 with the critical zones, back of the head, very soft spot in terms of damage. So like, there's no critical zone there. It's basically a shield, right? Like same way you use the shoulders, you can kind of.
Yeah, man. Like, look. At this
Yeah, and
point,
I see LilJ throwing out some style in this last round.
So
and why
comfortable.
wouldn't he, man? He is in control.
so comfortable. I mean, he's dancing
Very
out here. Normally, we'd be worried about someone taunting at this point in the stage. You know, oh man, you got to be careful. You know, it's anything goes in the 3rd round. But honestly, I mean, LilJ, look at him, hands down. The man's out here dodging, weaving, serving bundles, still throwing hands. Very comfortable. It's as if he's trying to say to his opponent, "Don't worry, bro. Just sit down. You know, just finish out the rest of this round. We'll all go home. You know, I got this in the bag, bro."
Callum trying his best, but yeah, LilJ so comfortable, and there's just something about that little taunt at the end, and he is not taking that L. He is coming out with the victory. Let's look back at that 3rd round. LilJ from BK just comfortably taunting and working in good shots while he's doing it too. Callum, you can see getting rocked there by, again, those hooks that he just doesn't see coming. They're like looping jabs, very effective. And he's just changing up levels, going to the body, going to the head, and all attitude. Love to see it. Callum, though, getting a few good hits in this exchange. And I think this is what was working for him in round 3. Up until that knockdown point, he was just trying to pound on more aggression. And this exchange kind of going a little more evenly than some of the other ones between the 2 fighters. Both fighters taking some good hits and receiving them as well. Here you can see again, LilJ ducks, head movement, bobs down, negates that damage. and pops up with different hooks, open shots whenever he has the chance.
Yeah, man. I love to see this work from LilJ all the way from BK. Beautiful knockdown there. Last round, he kind of knew he had it. Turning around to the camera, showing a little taunt, like where's my man at? And here we go again, right, left to the body, and then he comes over to the top, left, right. And that's been his combo that Callum just has not had an answer for all night, man. Hit him to the ribs 2 times, hit him to the face 2 times. Let's go ahead and see where the official word is from this fight.
The winner is the red corner.
And no surprises there.
All right, very expected result.
Let's take a look at the scorecard, bro.
Yeah, so let's take a... Absolutely. So, again, 25-30, that round, that whole match going decisively in favor to LilJ. And again, that's for those knockdowns in rounds 1 and 3, really put him ahead on the scorecards. I think the story here, too, is that damage, right? Pretty significantly more from LilJ. And I wish we could see things like punch counts later on, because I really want to see how much damage LilJ was mitigating by putting his head down and also being up close, right? Like, you can see he got rocked a few times, but never took enough damage to get knocked down or KO'd.
Absolutely, man. And a great point there. The damage mitigation and the techniques you use to keep yourself safe in VR boxing games is a little different. It's a different strategy, a different meta, different headspace that you have to be in. And if you look at the damage, there's a really good story there in that some of these rounds were pretty close. Like, looking at that last round and the first round being the closest to in damage, I think those head rolls really saved him from some pretty devastating punches. And I think if he wasn't moving as much as he was, these would have been closer. I mean, that third round could have definitely went Callum's way with that additional extra aggression coming from him. And Callum just not being as active defensively. Movement is very good in this game, as it's kind of difficult to just know when and where someone's going to throw a shot. So good job from LilJayFromBK. Great debut match from both of these fighters here on RingsideVR. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming through and watching another awesome virtual reality boxing fight. And I want to take this moment to thank y'all for pushing the channel past 1K and pushing it all the way past 1,500. Y'all did that. And I want to share a little fun story. So my wife saw that we passed 1K and she decided to surprise me with some balloons, but ended up putting 1,000K. And I'm like, babe, that's a milli. And then she looked at me and I was like, you're right. I should dream bigger. So that's the goal from right now, from 1K to 1,000K with virtual reality boxing is what the new mission is. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I do know that it's not possible without viewers like you and without boxers like these two. So keep doing what y'all do, support the channel, and I'll keep bringing y'all the best virtual reality boxing experience that I can. Super M, signing off till next time. Peace.